Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Today I'm going to tie another jig style fly. This has been a staple of mine for a few years now. It's worked really well for me, both in trout season and in grayling season. It's called the mouse fly. It's designed by a gentleman called Roza. Really quick tie. Very few materials. It's just a simple black threaded body with a holographic red tinsel and then UV'd. So what I tend to do with these is tie it on a really small hook but with a big bead. So I'm also going to show you a bit of a technique of how I get those beads on small hooks. When you buy beads, they're all different sort of size slots, size holes in the front, and some can just fall off the hook. So I'm going to also show you how I tie mine on. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to tie this on a size 18 shore hold and a 4mm metallic bead. So I start with putting the hook slightly up like that, and then I'm using UTC 70 in black. I'm using this because it's a really flat thread, so you can get a nice smooth body. So I'm going to tie a bit of the thread on there, cut out a butt section, and then I just build this up. And as you're building it, you need to sort of trial, it's a bit of trial and error. And what I would normally tend to do is I'd put all the beads on. So if I was tying sort of 7 or 8 for my box, I'd do all this bit first. So you just need to be careful, because if you do too much, you won't get it on. So that's just enough there. And then we're going to tie that off and cut that away. And then I've got some super glue gel, and I'm going to just put a dab of that on. And then I'm going to pull this bead forward to where I want it. That should do it. And then I'm just going to reposition my fly, or my hook, sorry. I'm going to point it down slightly, because what I'm then going to do is I'm going to put some UV in the back just to make sure that bead's fully secure. So this is a medium from Roza. So I'm going to get a blob of that on our needle and just push that, just drop that on, and then give it a little stab in, a little bit more, just to make sure it's fully secure. So take away any excess, turn it upside down so it doesn't run into the eye, and give that a cure. So that's now cured. So then what we can do is reposition a fly back to where we want it, back straight. And then again using the black UTC 70. We're going to tie this on, cut a butt section out, and then the next material then is the holographic tinsel. Now, I've had this tinsel for a while, and I'm not even sure where I actually got it from, but it's a really fine holographic. So, but any tinsel will do, just as long as it's thin enough so you can create that segmentation. So I'm going to counter spin my thread to flatten it, make this a little bit easier to tie in. Catch it in right behind the eye, pull it down to the side, and then come down. Now, there's no tail or anything on this fly, so we're just going to keep counter spinning our thread, just so we get a nice smooth body, and we're going to come right round into that bend and down a bit. That should do us there. And I say all the while counter spinning this, so we get a nice flat profile on the body. So then come back up We're going to go right up behind the bead, and we're just going to create a nice taper. So we're going to come back down. Again, as I say, keep counter spinning your thread to make it flat. Make sure there's no bumps. Back up. Back down. Back up. We're nearly there now. So that I'm happy with for the body. So we're going to actually run this rib the same way. Got some stuck on there. We're going to run it the same way we've run our, so we're not counter ribbing it. We're just going to run it the same way we've done a thread. In open turns. So there's some of that black showing through. And then right behind the bead, I'm going to tie that off. So cut our excess away. So then, next thing is to UV the body. So again, getting a bobbin. Some thin UV this time. So this is the Roza thin. Just going to apply that on the body. And then we'll smooth it all out in a second. Right, so just make sure we've got a nice body. So a little bit too much there. So take that away. Making sure it's all fully coated. Yeah, happy with that. So I'm going to cure that with the light. That should do us. And then next thing we're going to do is just put a tiny bit of dubbing on, and this is a Peacock eye stub. So only a tiny little bit, and this bit's going to help us prop our CDC up so it doesn't just collapse around the hook. So, but you only need a little bit, and just leaving a tiny space behind that bead like that. And then we're going to split thread this one so we don't build up any bulk. So flattening a thread, just rubbing it to flatten it right out. And then split it. So then I've got half a CDC feather in a clip. I'll slide that in. Like that. And then I'm going to clockwise spin a thread to tie it up. It'll then spin. And then as we wrap this, we're going to pull our fibres back. Like so. And then I'm going to take a tiny little bit more of that dubbing, just to neaten it up around the bead. So just one turn pretty much. And then final thing is just to put some varnish on our thread. And whip finish. So always do 2 just for added security. And then cut a bit away. So some of these fibres might be a little bit long, so then you can just sweep them all back, catch them between your fingers and just snap them off with your fingers. And then that is the completed fly. So as I say, really, really quick fly. You can knock these out in no time, really fill your boxes up and really productive. So thanks for watching. Please do give me a like and subscribe, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.